Right, Derrick, Ferret Scout Car. Tell me a little bit about this vehicle.
This particular one was made in 1952. It was to replace the Dingo, and this was the one that was designed. Similar configuration, but a lot different in as much as the Dingo had a chassis. You could take the body completely off it and you still have it sitting there, whereas these are monocoque. They made a tub and threw everything in it and hoped that it fitted. And sometimes you wonder if it did when you're trying to work on it. Because to do anything with the motor, the easiest way is to lift it out completely. But there again, it's not as bad as what it seems. You can take complete motor and transmission out in one piece, and it gives two fitters 6 hours to do it, and it can be done. Because we've lifted the motor out. Okay, it mightn't be quite as quick as that, but it does come out in one piece. You can have the motor completely sitting on the floor of the garage running before you put it in.
Right, cool. So what's the service history of this particular vehicle?
This one I bought from a chap in Napier, but it was Australian training forces in Australia. And like being only made in 52, they never really saw any conflict. Mainly used surveillance work in Germany. That's where a lot of them. They did have one, and they took it to the Gulf War, but it was a complete sort of disaster because they took the oldest one that they had, and if anything could go wrong with it, it did. But it has since been sold in England and completely refurbished. And you know, it's not too bad in respect of that. But so I bought this from Napier, chap in Napier, and we've done a lot of work on it. And, but unfortunately, it's a young man's vehicle, as you could see. Getting in and out of it's not the easiest. And the day is coming when it's going to beat me, but not for a while yet. I've got to keep going on it.
I noticed the standard flying on the front here. What's the story behind that?
They were used by the 1st Armoured Car Regiment of the New Zealand Scottish. That was their. That's mainly where they were. New Zealand Army only ever had 3 of this configuration of the Mark.1. And they had 6 of Mark IIs. That's the one with a turret on the top. So that's all there, but there are a long way more than that in New Zealand now because they've been imported from Australia, England, and because they're a nice size vehicle. Everybody thinks they're a heavy vehicle to look at, but they're still small enough you can house them in an ordinary car garage. They're small enough for that because we just put it in the tent at night.
So I saw you earlier on hearing around the paddock out the back. It was going at a fair clip. I mean, does that handle pretty well?
Oh yeah, not too bad. They're a bit of a handful and slow. They're very heavy in the steering because they've only got Armstrong steering. There's none of the modern cons in it. But it's got 5 gears forward and 5 gears backwards. So in theory you can drive at 58 mile an hour forwards or backwards. And I guarantee you can do it 40 mile an hour backwards.
So you've actually tried it, have you?
I have. But it's quite exciting in the last few seconds. Quite exciting.
One of the things I was noting earlier on when I was filming is the tubes on the right hand side here. What are they? Those? Yes.
They're smoke grenade launchers.
Okay.
In service they chucked out a grenade about 75 yards and burst phosphorus smoke. I've never seen them used, so I've only been told by some Australians that were talking to me one day they used them, and they seem to think that they kind of sent half of Australia on fire because of the phosphor the burning in them. It wasn't quite as bad as that, but they said that they are quite a dangerous sort of thing to use.